Hey everyone, Ross Kluver here with CCMMagazine.com and FamilyFiction.com, and we are at the red carpet premiere of your baby, basically, the WingFeather Saga TV series.
Yeah.
This book series, when did you first even imagine this book series, and what has that process been like?
Yeah.
Sort of relaunching it, and now
it has been amazing. I think it was about 20 years ago. It was right after my first label album came out, which came out in 2000. I began thinking about, I'd always wanted to write a book, but it was around that time that I talked to my wife and I was like, I really want to try this. And as my kids grew up, I kept working on it and the books came out slowly. It took about 10 years for all the books to be published. And then I thought the story was kind of like, cool, that was a fun thing to get to do. And then meeting Chris Wall and the VeggieTales team, and one thing led to the next, and here we are.
So at one point though, didn't you sort of like remarket or repackage the books? Was that
Yes.
sort of, because I, even owning FamilyFiction.com, I had never heard of it until I think the rebranding.
Okay, yeah. So it was like Waterbrook Press, which is an amazing press, took a chance on me for the first couple of books. And then the last two books of the series were published by Rabbit Room Press. And then and they just kept doing well. You know, I think the word continued to spread. I think it helps that sometimes I'm a holdout on a story until I know that it ends well. And I think that some people are kind of like, okay, is this singer-songwriter dude, does he mean business? And so I'm so thankful that the story ended in a way that was satisfying to people. And then people started really buying the books and reading them. So that's when Penguin Random House and Waterbrook came and said, hey, let's give it another push. And that's been amazing.
So I imagine that's been pretty rewarding, having this thing that you really sort of birthed 20 years ago, had a little traction here and there over the years, but it's been a head of steam for the last 2 or 3 years,
yeah,
right?
it has been crazy. It has been great. And you know, it's like my music career's kind of been the same way. It's like if you're doing it in order to succeed at it, you're going to burn out. If you're doing it because you love to do it and you really feel like this is what the Lord has given me to do, and you're doing it in a community that reminds you of that calling, then you're just going to kind of keep doing it, you know? And so I kind of feel like if you do anything long enough, somebody will pay attention.
Well, and it's got to be rewarding also to be able to work with a lot of people that you've known for years.
Yeah.
And sort of are on the same page
for sure.
as parents or faith, that kind of thing. You don't have to necessarily suss that out because you kind of already know who these people are.
Yeah, and so many of the relationship is kind of like what it comes down to in so many things. I mean, in the church, in your relationship with Christ, but also just in like doing work in community is the best way to do it. It's the best way to make something beautiful. And so for the WingFeather Saga, it's been amazing to me to kind of remember at an event like tonight that all these people that are involved, I can trace back the moment that I met them. I can remember the conversation that we had, or like Ben Shive, my record producer, has also been involved in producing the music here. So many of the parts of the thing are a result of just being in a wonderful community for a long time.
That's awesome. Well, we are CCM. I'd be remiss, since you already mentioned being an artist.
Yeah.
What have you been doing lately musically, or is there something else, coming out soon? Or
my last record was Resurrection Letters Volume 1, and I've been doing the Easter tour, celebrating the resurrection of Jesus, and then the Christmas tour, celebrating His incarnation. And this has kind of taken over everything in between. So I haven't written any new songs in a while, but I'm still doing shows. And I just was talking to a friend of mine the other day about, I was asking him like, hey, have you realized how fun it is to play old songs? And he was like, yes. So I'm not an old guy yet, but I kind of am. And so I don't have a strong itch to write more music at the moment. It's coming.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm sure our fans will look forward to it.
Thank you.